See y'all popping in here. How y'all doing today? Good to see everyone hopping on. Hope y'all are doing good today on this beautiful Thursday morning. Just gonna sit here for a minute or two and make sure we get everybody in here real quick. That way we can go ahead and get started and use all our time efficiently. We have a lot to go over today. Today is on campaigns, and there are 4 different types of campaigns you can set up. So because we went over designs last time on Tuesday, I'm gonna do less on some of that since I did already do a class on that and posted the recording so that y'all can, you can go back and look at that one if you need to, as well as I mentioned, Marty Miller on YouTube. He's also a great resource. But yeah, we'll be going over creating email campaigns, direct mail marketing, like just listed, just solds, farming type pieces for actual print to be sent out to homes. We'll also talk about setting up a paid Facebook ad. You can also do Google ads as well. And then I'm also going to show you about scheduling posts. It's called social posts. So you can schedule your posts to be scheduled on your Facebook and your Twitter account as well, if you use either of those for business. So I'm going to go ahead and get started, and I will just start admitting people as we go. I assume everybody can hear me and we're good to go. I haven't seen anybody say anything in the chat yet. So I assume we're good to go there. So I'll go ahead and start sharing my screen and we will just go from there. All right, y'all. So I just want some head nods and thumbs up. Everyone can see my design templates. You can see my screen right now. Just want to make sure we're all on the same page. Okay, perfect, perfect. All right, I've got to chat real quick. Perfect, thank you, Dallas, whoever you are, appreciate that. All right, so today, I know we dealt with a lot of different tabs the other day on Tuesday when we were going through that class. Today, we have way less to deal with. We're only dealing with Command today and then Mailchimp for when it comes to our email campaigns. So again, you log into command agent.kw.com. Down here, about 6 or 7 icons. Let's see, 2, 7. We've got campaigns right here. That's what we're going to be working on today. And the first one we're going to be going over today, remember I said a minute ago, so here's our dashboard. This is what you come to initially when you come to campaigns. And see, it's telling me, okay, I've got my Facebook connected, but it also wants me to connect my Twitter, so I could use that as well. And maybe that's AdWorks, I believe. So this is your dashboard on campaigns. This is what it looks like. It gives you some ideas, some training, things like that. And then up here at the top, you can see where I click dashboard. These are our 4 options right here. So we've got paid ads, which would be Facebook or Instagram. And then we can also do emails as well. And that would be through Mailchimp right now. Number one thing, I'm going to do emails first. So we're going to go through emails and then direct mail and then paid ads and then social posting to finish it off because that's the easiest one. So anyway, this is what direct mail looks like. Y'all would have nothing right here. These are test templates when I was playing with it yesterday. So you would see 0, 0 for you. I have 0 right here because nothing has actually been mailed. This is just a draft I made. And this is what social posts looks like as well. Okay. So we're going to go ahead and jump in for emails. Number one thing you're going to want to make sure you do is go up to the top right to your name and go to settings. And go, if you have not created a Mailchimp account, you'll want to go to mailchimp.com and create one. If you do have one like me, either way, you'll want to make sure you come down here to the near the very bottom for email services for campaigns and make sure you connect your account here. Okay. Just like for my Facebook right here, obviously I don't have my Twitter connected, but for Facebook, you can see it's connected. Just make sure that that is connected for you, okay? Because it will not even let you get very far into creating a campaign if you have not yet. So we're gonna wanna make sure that we've done that. So now that we're in our dashboard here, we're gonna go ahead and number one, if you have never had a account with Mailchimp, you may not have to worry about this, but just in case, what you're going to want to do, so this is me logging in for the first time. So I'm going to go ahead and click up here on my name. And this is what the inside of Mailchimp looks like. So all your different functions up here. The number one thing you're going to want to do is go and click on audience up here though. Okay. And then you'll click, if you do have an audience, this one is the title of one that I made yesterday, messing around. On the free version of Mailchimp, you can only have one audience. And an audience is a group of people that are receiving your emails. So say we set up an email campaign today, you would select an audience for that. Say it's for buyers, which is what we're going to do today. And then say you wanted to then, after you sent that one out, set up a seller email campaign. You would need to come in here and do what we're about to do. You would need to go to manage audience, view audiences. And this is on the free version. I just want to be clear on that. The free version of this, there are a few caveats I wanted to mention to y'all real quick. The free version of Mailchimp, see it says you've hit your audience limit right here. You can only have one audience at a time. You cannot have more than 2,000 people or contacts per audience, and you cannot send more than 10,000 emails per month with the free version of Mailchimp, okay? So I just wanted to make sure that y'all understood that. So if email marketing is a big part of your business, you're probably going to want to be paying for it if you're not already. So on this one specifically, I'm just going to go ahead and I believe it's drop down. No, where is it? Oh, checkbox, delete. So we're just going to make sure that we delete, and you actually have to type in all caps, delete. We want to delete that audience because I'm on the free version. And see, this is what you want to be seeing, this weird little box with the horse and the salamander thing. You have not created any audiences yet. That is what we want to see. So now we're going to come back in here and we're going to create new campaign. And these are all of our options. Like I said, we've got, you see paid and paid right here for your Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and maybe not Twitter on this, but Google as well. And this is the social post scheduling I talked about. We'll do direct mail next, but right now we're going to focus on email. And as always, feel free to unmute yourself and ask a question if you do have one. Today, first thing we're going to want to do is set the campaign goal. We'll say for this one, I want to attract buyers. So I'm actually going to use our team's real newest listing at this time. So we'll say this is a neighborhood send out. You know, to attract buyers for your new listing. So Briarwick buyer send out. Maybe put the date in there too. What's today? The 9th. All right. So we set our goal. We set the name. So you've got your character limit here. The account it's going to come from for this email. Obviously, we want that to be my account, but you could change that here if you needed to. Now, right here, this is important. So remember, we were just talking about audiences up here in Mailchimp. Right here, we are going to add a list, and in command, it's called a list. In Mailchimp, it's called an audience. But here, we're going to add a list, and when we do it right here, it's actually going to sync up and create the audience in Mailchimp, and I'll show you that in a minute. So say we were going to call this Briarwick, just for a neighborhood buyer. We use the same name, we'll say. And the email subject, check. This would be our email subject. The from name, I just want to make sure that that is me. So they'll see on all this, Clark Mundy is who it's coming from. Now you can go in here and you can either add a contact one by one. You could do that. Or you could go in and select contact tags. Now that's something you're going to want to do when you go into your contacts. You can select a tag with them. So I made sure that I selected a few of my contacts as buyers. I made sure I had that tag on them because we're going to make sure that we want people to understand that we're sending out this listing because they are buyers that we maybe previously interacted with. Get Donna in here real quick. So for the reminder here, maybe you are maybe just something like that. We'll ignore our spelling error for now. So we just want to let them know, just in case maybe these were some people that you met at an open house, or someone that, you know, it's a lead that you're following up on that may remember you, may not. You want to make sure that they understand who you are and why you have their information and why you're emailing with them. Okay. I see some of y'all popping in here. I know I've already gotten started and I'm going to go in quick today because we've got a lot to cover. Feel free to watch the recording later that I post. I just want to make sure we truck on through everything, so I can cover things later after we finish the class if necessary. But for now, I'm just going to keep trucking along for those of you that have just joined us. So for our recipients list, I forgot to do this. So we added our list. Now we're going to need to select them. So there was nothing here initially, but I added that list for the Briarwick buyers. It would also tell you right here to go back to the audiences in Mailchimp. If you did already have an audience set up and you didn't realize it and you're on the free version, meaning you can only have one at a time, it would actually tell you right here, you cannot set up a new audience. I ran into that yesterday. It told me with a big red error message up here at the top middle of the screen that I could not do it. I didn't have that permission, I think is the verbiage it said. So I just went on and made sure that I got that taken care of and I was good to go after that. So for the who is sending this campaign, and then we've got the subject as well, check out. All right, so we've got our name, our account that it's coming from, our list, got all that taken care of. And now we can go down to content and apply design. Now, there are two ways to do this. You can either select one of the KWRI newsletter styles, which are right here, and you would actually edit these inside of where we're about to go next. So you could use either of these templates. I created this yesterday. If you've not created an email design template, it would not show up here. For the purposes of just time today and simplicity, I'm going to create a new template. And this is something in Designs. It creates a new window right here. And I know I've got one already right there, but I'm going to create a new one today. Actually, let me see real quick. There might have even been an easier. Let me see real quick. I'm trying to remember. We can also preview right here, but we haven't created it yet. So let's see here. I'm just going to go with my own style for today just to make it easy. So we'll create one. Close out that one since I've done it twice. So up here, we've got all our options, or you can click the add button right here, whichever you'd like to do. We're going to hit add and an email. So that's what we're making is an email design right now. And obviously this one looks different than the other designs that we worked on the other day. So just keep that in mind, okay? I didn't go over this because it honestly is a lot, and we didn't have the time the other day. So you can look up YouTube videos on designs and find you know, all the ways to do this on your own time if you would like. Just for simplicity's sake today, though, I'm just going to make this a very simple email message. So I'm going to start with dragging a text box selected right here. We'll drag a text box, and let's say we're going to do see what our chat is here. Where do I find the videos after you are done with this? They'll be in the Facebook group, Crystal. So what you can do real quick is I'll go to Facebook. And what you can do if you're ever struggling to find any of the things that I have posted, or anybody in your group for that matter, type central, my computer's taking a second because I've got so many things going on right now. But you can search inside of your group. Here we go. You can actually search in the group on a desktop. It's right here, but you could search Clark Mundy, and then all my posts will pop up. So Margaret tagged me 46 minutes ago on this. Stephen and I were talking with each other last weekend. Here's the everything from earlier. So anyway, that's how you can find everything. You're very welcome. Good morning, Rusty. Good to have you on. So let's say this is the text we wanted to start off with, and then auto save. Perfect. And then we're going to drag an image now. And so you can double click right here. It says drop files or click to upload. And because we're going to say we're blasting a new listing here, we'll just go in here real quick and grab the actual photo of this listing. And then you see that that's right there. And then once that's in there, you can double click on it and see how it looks really funky. Okay, so what you're gonna do is click on it, and the top left box, you're gonna drag down to the bottom right. So I picked up top left, dragging to bottom right. And when you do that, that's the easiest way to get it to a more comfortable size. Okay, so now we've got that about the ratio that we'd want, and there we go. All right, perfect. And this is what the actual email that they're going to receive is going to look like. Obviously, I'm doing the very bare bones basics right now. You can do a lot and make this a very, very pretty newsletter looking professional thing like from the Dallas Morning News. I'm just going simple right now. You see, as I'm holding this text box, I'm going to the left side and the arrow goes before, or I'm dragging it over here, it goes after. If I were to have it over here with the green line, it would have popped up under the Briarwick's newest listing and between the photos. So it kind of would have gone right there. And let's just put in some data about the home. So it's a 3-bed, 3, 2.12, 2-car garage, 2137 square feet, and let's see. So let's say that's what we want our email to be for the day. Okay, so obviously I did the bare bones minimums. I'm not recommending at all that you put in this little effort and then send off to your database. I do not recommend that, to be clear. Up here in the top left, we can create a title for it and rename it. Email template. And then I'm going to hit update. Perfect. And then we can go ahead and hit back, and I'm going to say, yes, I want to save. And then also I was going to mention earlier on audiences right here. Since we created that audience in command earlier, we can refresh. And now you see we've got an audience now, Briarwick buyer sundout 49. And now we can come in here. Okay, this is a big, big thing that I realized as I was working yesterday. Do not hit refresh as you are doing anything here in command, okay? As you're working on an ad, do not, I repeat, do not hit refresh. So hit back to creator. It's one way we could do it. And then I'm gonna apply design. Do y'all have these green squares right here or lines? Does everybody see that? Okay, I'm not sure how to, let's see. All right, hang on, let me take a second and see if I can take that off or not. Let me see. No, not that. Sorry, I just want to see if I can get that off. I'm not even sure how. Whoever was drawing on the screen, you did a great job. I don't even know how you did that. Yes.
That's the use a pencil design to draw.
Oh, gotcha. Use the Apple Pencil. Gotcha. Okay. Let me see if I can maybe.
You might have an eraser to erase that.
I don't on my end, unfortunately. Let me see. I think Mike is drawing, Kyle says. Anybody know of an eraser or no? If not, it's all good. We can keep running through. I was just curious.
Yeah, just
if anybody.
Yeah.
All right. Just wasn't sure. So anyway, now that we went back, so we created our design right here, so we can exit out of there. We'll stay on there just in case it didn't save. And then, so earlier, just to refresh, I clicked apply design again, and I'm going to go to my templates, and now you see email template that I just created is right there. All right, should be able to right click on it and delete. Someone says, let me see. Yeah, my Mac's being finicky. It's all good. So anyway, this is what our email looks like. Like I said, I do not recommend sending out something this bland to your database. This is just for our sake today. So we're going to hit apply design. And now you can see over here the email preview, and you could click the preview button, and this is what it'll look like on a computer or a tablet or a phone. You can see how the width changes right there. That's what it would look like. And then you could go ahead and hit send right there. I'm not going to because I don't want this to go out, but I could hit send right there and we'd be good to go. For now, I'm just going to hit save as draft, but send, you would be good to go and finished. from that point. I'm going to hit save and exit on this one. So that is how we do an email campaign. Do we have any questions right now? I'm going to keep running through if I don't have any questions here in the next probably 10, 15 seconds. I just wanted to give you an opportunity if anybody does have one for right now.
Is this, Clark, did you
Yes.
start off with this right here, the icon below the opportunity? Is
Say it
that
again. Yes. Yes. Campaigns right here. So
campaign?
yes.
Okay.
So home, contacts,
Yeah.
tasks, all the way down to campaigns. It's the
Campaign.
one right here with the little megaphone and the little
Yeah,
person.
yeah.
Yep, that's the
Gotcha.
one. And then up here, you can see the different types. You're very welcome. Let's see, we've got a chat. Can you send a video? Lisa's question. So in an email campaign, no, you cannot send a video to the best of my knowledge. Let me look real quick though and see if I can edit one of these and play. I think not. Let me just hit edit real quick. Let's see, update design. Yeah, on emails, because you have to create the email, like if you'll see on here, so it says email, that's the word I named it, but here's the one I made yesterday, Briarwick buyer send out. You see it right here, there's an actual email logo. This is an email template, and every one of them has a different one. This is for social media, it's got a like. This is for direct mail, it's got the little circle and the person on it. So because you actually have to come in and create the template in designs to send out any emails with Mailchimp, no, you do not have that ability. Well, you might if you, I guess, linked it, if you did like a Google Drive. So I'm not going to go through and do all of this, but say we did edit on here, just to give you an idea. You could probably come in here and do a link right here. And then you could have that link go to a Google Drive of the video. In theory, I haven't done it. I'm just saying in theory, you could probably do that to answer your question. Either adding it, because there's no upload video section, right? You see on content right here, there's image, but there's no video. So a link would probably be your next best solution there. So I'm not going to save. So, all right, so since we have no more questions right now, I'm gonna go ahead and keep going. We're gonna go over to direct mail now. So for direct mail, biggest thing that you're gonna wanna do, let's see, Mailchimp has only a couple free templates, correct? And what's the point of using it? Gmail has a way to schedule email. In theory, yeah, Payal, you're correct. I think Mailchimp only has a few free templates. You could schedule your emails in Gmail, but you're not getting everything tied into command like you are here. So that's the best I have for you right there. But if you like to use Gmail, go for it. It's totally your preference, whatever you like to use. But I was going to say, we're going to go to contacts real quick. And the biggest, sorry, keep adding people here. The biggest thing you're going to want to make sure that you've done is, we're going to say this is draft real quick, is on your addresses. I had not experienced this. I had put in mailing addresses for my clients, and we'll just use my fake clients for this example. I had put in addresses for my clients, but I had not checked a box, and I did not realize this until I was working on it. So I'm going to hit the pencil right here. So this would go for any clients you want to add to a direct mail campaign, okay? So you go down here, you're editing your contact, you're adding them into your database either way, and you scroll down to additional contact info. And when you scroll down there, you can put in their street address, of course. So this is a fake street address, just something I picked. And when you do that, you can do that and save, and it'll let you do that. But if you only put in the address, it will not let you do a direct mail campaign. What you have to do is where it says same as mailing address, and I selected that, you have to click that. So see, if I was going to add an address, it does not come pre-selected. It is not automatically clicked. So you're going to need to make sure that you do that, because I could not figure out for several hours the first time I did this why I could not set up my people. So save yourself some trouble and hassle. Make sure you've got that same as mailing address rather checked. So we'll go in here, back down to the little loudspeaker right here. And again, we're going to create new campaign. We've got all our options here. Right now, we're going to do direct mail. Just for your knowledge, as of now, you can only do horizontal postcard mailers. You cannot do portrait as far as I'm aware, because I was having a bunch of issues yesterday as I was testing this with the dimensions being off and it not being happy with me, for lack of better terms. So only horizontal mailers as of now. So what I'm going to do is, if you were going to come in here, I already created one, but so we'll go off the rest of the instruction on that. But if you were to come in here and make your first one, you would click the plus icon right here, and you'd be clicking print right here because we're doing a direct mail. You'd hit next. We'll leave site now. And then once you get in here, we'll say we were, just like we've been saying, just listed, okay? And then you've got your door hangers, bifold, all these different options. I'm gonna just click a standard postcard. So not postcard portrait, like I just said, not that, but just a standard postcard. This one was the one I had the most success with, just for downloading issues. I had some trouble with this specific template right here flipping on me and going portrait, and then it wouldn't recognize that I had actually done it correctly. So anyway, this one right here that we're about to play with is the one I had the most success with. So I already created this one, so I'm not going to walk you all through it. We already did a designs class a couple days ago. But this is the one that I created. It was very simple. I didn't do anything fancy here at all. All I did was pop in the picture, put in the info right here. So obviously for a legitimate direct mail piece, you're going to do a lot more information. This is just bare bones minimum for y'all to see. With these postcards, obviously you're going to have a front and a back. So you can put in your info here as well. So I did, you know, picture and just my Dba logo and all that type of stuff. So this is going to be very technical, what I'm about to show y'all. So just want to make sure y'all are paying attention. So when we download this postcard, because we're going to need to re-upload it from our computer as the mailer. When we download this, we're going to click the download button up here next to share and done and the name. And get JPEG, we're going to go over to get PDF. And the thing that we're going to do is we're not going to download all designs or the current design. That would be what we're editing right now, either both pages or current design being one. We're going to download each page separately because we have to upload the front as one and the back as a separate one, okay? So we're going to download in range 1:1 on this one for the front. We're going to go high res, print quality, and you're going to do this every time you do a direct mail campaign, okay? This is only for direct mail. And always do use manual bleed, okay? So for page 1, and then for page 2, we're just gonna switch it to page 2. So I'm gonna start download. We'll take a few seconds and then we'll see it pop up down here at the bottom. All right, so you see that yellow bar, so we're good. So now I can do the exact same thing, get PDF, download from range 2 to 2. See it autos to 2. We'll hit start download. All right, perfect. So we've got the front and the back of that mailer, and we know because we've got 2 down here. So we can exit out of that. So we've downloaded our mailer, so we're good to go now. To go into the campaign, it would have taken too long for us to go through the class of me making these at the same time. So it'll take y'all a little longer on your end, but I just wanted to be cognizant of your time. So we're going to start a direct mail campaign, and we're just going to call this test or test 2 because I think I've already got a test. And let's say the goal of this is just to attract buyers. Any of these that you select is purely for KWRI's metrics to understand what we're using our campaigns for. It doesn't have anything to do with anything on your end. It's just for their information. How would you like to create the campaign? You could either do default templates, or because you wouldn't want to do that because you need to sit down. Every one of these is going to be different and edited, you know, quite a bit. So we're going to upload a custom template is actually what we're going to do. And I'm going to click setup campaign. So now, like I just said, so front and back of postcard, you see right up here. So we're going to click on there and upload. Let me go to my downloads. Let's see, I've got a question here. What is the cost of Mailchimp? I don't know off the top of my head, but we can definitely Google that in a minute. So let me hide the meeting controls real quick so I can keep working here. So for me, I know that we downloaded the front page first. So obviously this is just gibberish right here, but we know that we downloaded the front page first. So that was 1 minute before the back. So we know that that is the front. You can see the preview as it pops in there, and then we'll click on back and upload that one as well. All right, that's what our back will look like. And see, it realizes it has a little checkbox, so it recognizes this is the correct sizing, so it looks good. So we've got our name and goal down. It'll give you a check mark next to these in all of your campaigns as you go throughout them, as you're working through them when they're complete. Need to add your, well, it doesn't have DBA logo required, but you would want to have that in there. Let's see, chat real quick. If you have a group email, i.e. Yahoo group, will Mailchimp send it to all members of that group versus individual emails? If you have a group email, like Yahoo group, will Mailchimp send it to all members of that group? If you want to unmute and clarify, Rusty, with me, I just want to make sure.
I want to clarify that. So say, for example, as I downloaded my contacts, I have a group, Yahoo, with a ton of email identifications in that with that group. So if that's falling into my contacts and I happen to flag that as an email, will that send it out to all the members of that group, or will Mailchimp recognize it or kick you out and make you have to go through individual emails? Make sense what I'm asking?
It does make sense what you're asking. I think the way to get around this, of there being any issue, would be to have tags, a custom tag on these people in your contacts in your database. Okay. So when you're here in your database, you can set up custom tags. I'll just start a new one real quick to show you.
Yeah, I've done that.
Okay. Okay.
But one of us, I belong to a graduate fraternity, and
gotcha.
We have a Yahoo mail group that
right.
is like a cluster email to all the members in that. So if that fell into my contacts as a group and I flagged it to send out a campaign, would it all of a sudden hit everyone in that email group, or it would probably kick it out because it didn't recognize it as a singular email?
I'm not sure if, and this is just learning for all of us real quick, I'm not sure how many emails you can set up on a contact. Like in theory, if you could set up, you can't even add additional email. There's only one. So for that, it would probably kick it back out.
Okay.
If it's in your database as one contact for that email group, and it's not really phone numbers, or I'm not sure what it looks like on your end, but if it doesn't have everybody's email in the contact, it's probably going to kick it out. Mm-hmm. So, but if they're in your database, all as into like as John Smith and Tim and, all these different guys from your fraternity, if they were all in your database as Tim with Tim's email and Tim's phone number, and then they all down here at the bottom, not these tags, but down here in custom, if you had added custom tags like, Kappa, Sig, or whatever your fraternity was, if you had done that and then selected by tags, remember when we did that earlier, when we were creating the email campaign, you could bring in people from custom tags or regular tags. That is the benefit there. So I think that would be your workaround to avoiding any issues. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Okay.
Also, just on a side note there, if anybody's kind of monkeying around with smart plans, I'm trying to mess around with that. If you use, I know it limits you on an email to 50 contacts at one time inside the email. So that's kind of a side note if you get to that point with smart plans.
Right. So we'll keep going through here. Thank you for that, Rusty. So let me just make sure I'm on my right one. Okay, so this is the one we're working on now. Okay. So DBA logo on this one is not required, but always good to have it and upload it. But for this one, so this is your office information. So for y'all, it'll be central up here. For me, right now it's South Lake. I've been putting in our real legal name. Obviously that's not what we're branding as. That's a jargon of words, but we usually just do Keller Williams Realty. But anyway, and then be putting in your office address. You don't need to worry about a suite number because it won't even recognize it once we get to what we're about to do. So you just put in your address, verify address, and then obviously select the corrected one. So see, now market center, we're good. And now targeting, that's what we're gonna wanna go to. So for this one, we'll say this is a just listed. It's gonna make more sense to do local targeting for this example, because we would be doing this for direct mail, obviously, around the neighborhood to attract buyers or to maybe even get some seller leads as well. So on the targeting, you can target your database as well. You can do that and add in your contacts, but for the sake of this one, I'm just going to do based on the property that we are working on here that my team listed recently. So, and I don't even remember. So I think that's the zip. All right, so everything's looking good here. And once you can see, you can preview your postcard as well. You can see your front and your back. Okay, so everything looks good and you're good to go. You can also set your budget right here. And so see the estimate right here is $118. So first class would be 59 cents. You don't have any other options. A parcel. If you were trying to get down to a numerical figure though, say you had a $100 budget, you could just drop this down until you hit just under $100, $99.71. That's what we can get. So let's say we were having a $100 budget on this one. We're cutting costs in the hard times right now with COVID-19 going on. So we'll hit save. See now it updated to 169 instead of 200 postcards. And we can hit step 2, configure targeting. Yes, we do want to create this campaign.
Hey, Clark,
All right.
which
Yes, sir.
Which company does the mail out?
Real mailers. It's all one word, kind of like, you know, smart plans and all of that. Real mailers, capital R, capital M. Forgot to mention that earlier.
So we're basically confined to that one company, right?
Using it through command, as far as I know, yes. If we went in, we could go in to our settings real quick, because I tried to look this up. There's not even an option right now in your settings for other, you know, you can see all your integrated apps here. There are no other, you can't even choose anything different, you know, to be sending out from. So
okay,
that's all I know of as of now, but that may change in the future.
Just curious.
Yes, sir. Great question as always. So here you can see, and I can zoom out. This is just like Google Maps here. So I'm just pinching and using my trackpad for my mouse right now. So we've got our 169 homes, but let's say we didn't just want to go to the 169 closest, right? What if this house, you know, say this was kind of a mid-level house, so we can see our square footage changing here. So let's say, since this one was 2,900, you know, let's not show this to anyone with a house bigger than 2,350 square feet. Let's just say that. So when we change that, we still have 169 houses, but the targeting changes, if you'll notice that. So our circle changed up a little bit, and say this is a 3-bedroom and we don't want it to show to people with more than 4-bedroom homes. When we select that, it'll also change your box as well. Let's see here. Can we download and use flyers that we have made in eEdge? I believe so, Lisa. You should be able to, and you could just upload that design from your computer hard drive like I did for this one. The only issue you may run into is if you're talking about direct mail, it could just be the sizing. That would be my only possible issue that I could see, is with the width and everything being correct. Let's say we wanted this to not be shown to anyone with a home before, you know, 05 as well. Okay, perfect. And then it's first class mail. You could also have a copy sent to your office, so your company. So this is kind of popped out a little weird right there, but you could hover over the eye right here and see your office address, make sure it looks good. So when you click on that, it jumps it up about 60 cents, I think. So $99.71 up to $100.30. And then we could hit next. And now I did something on purpose here for a teaching moment for y'all. if you'll remember, I uploaded and created the front and then also the back of the postcard. Once the preview generates here, I can actually show y'all. This may happen to you. You may get to a point here where, I wish it would just load so I could tell you and show you. But long story short, I know what's about to happen on this one. It's going to show the two, you know, with the address and everything. Here we go. So see the address box right here on the back of the postcard actually covers up my photo. That doesn't look very good, does it? So you may actually work all the way to the point of getting to here and then realizing, oh, dang it. Okay, the back of my postcard does not work. So in theory, I would at this point have to go back, save this as a draft, and then re-upload my fixed back in that way. But I just wanted to make a point of doing all this and doing this on purpose to show you that because this pops up and you don't know, I mean, you know it's going to be here, but you can't see while you're in designs where that is going to pop up for the mailer. Just be cognizant of that and always double check that, because I would hate for y'all to spend $100 on mailers and it look like this. You know, I mean, this looks great. This all looks great. This does not look great. So I just wanted y'all to be aware of that. You can also view a larger preview in a new window as well. You see, I mean, that just does not look great, does not reflect a ton of time spent on this. So anyway, I would click make payment and I don't have anything to worry about because it would take me right here, just like you, but realmailers.com, and it goes through Stripe, which I believe is similar to Square. But you put in your email and all that stuff and you could pay your thing and you'd be good to go. So that would be everything on direct mail. Does anybody have any questions right now before I click off and we go into paid ads?
Does it make sense to send one to yourself just in case you want to see what it looks like?
Yeah, it can't hurt to have one physically for your own, just, you know, even taking it into a listing presentation. If you have each one of your mailers sent to the office and then over a year you have 15 or 20 of them, you can do different designs and then show your listing appointment seller, here are all the different mailers we do for our clients. So I'd recommend sending it. It's 60 cents to send you one more. So I say it's good to go and recommended. Kyle's question, have you ever rushed them / same day processing / hurry up? How fast from print to get there? So here to answer those questions, Kyle, great questions. Now I can't, there we go. There it is. It wasn't letting me scroll down for a minute. So here are your questions right here. So for same day processing, if you submit your order before 3 p.m. on a business day, so today we're here at like 10:45 on a Thursday, your mailers will get into production that same day, closest to the target area. Obviously, keep in mind with COVID and everything going on, that may not be exactly true. So just keep that in mind with the craziness going on right now. And then they will drop it off at the nearest UPS facility, and they will be delivered within 4 to 6 business days. So does that answer your questions, Kyle? Are we good to go? You're very welcome. You're very welcome. All right. Well, I will just save this one as a draft. So I'm going to click up here in the top left in the blue, back to direct mail. Remember, if you refresh and you have not saved this, or if you just back out of this to go fix your design that's messed up, you will lose everything. So hit the back to direct mail, hit OK, that's fine. And this one had already saved. So see, test 2. So we're good there. That one had already saved. So now we're going to go ahead and start working on paid ads. Okay. And then we'll finish off real nice and easy with social posting. Okay. So first thing you're going to want to make sure that you've done is up here in settings, just like on Mailchimp. We're going to want to go in and make sure for paid ads, you can do that to Facebook and Instagram. And I don't believe Twitter. Twitter is for post scheduling. You would do that right here. See, post scheduling. Excuse me. And then, there are Twitter ads as well. So ads manager and for Facebook. So I used Twitter back in high school and earlier in life, but I don't use it much at all anymore. I don't use it for business, certainly. So I'm not going to connect it here, but I do have my Facebook account connected, and you could hit manage right here and see if you had multiple accounts for some reason. So anyway, we'll go back over here into campaigns now to our little megaphone, and we will create a new campaign, and this one will be a paid social ad. You could also do Google. So let's say that we'll call this test 2 because I made a test yesterday. And, I lost my light. 1 second. Over here. All the motion lights in our office. All right, so let's say the desire of this social ad, this paid social ad, was to attract buyers as well, okay? And this is going on as well. I don't know how long it is going on, but I've had this in my command for a few days. Enjoy $25 off your first Facebook ad when you spend $75 or more. So just something to keep in mind. Now, Instagram will automatically link with Facebook, or it should at least, because there's no Instagram box here to sign up with. Facebook owns Instagram, if you did not know that. So it should connect with it, and you have to have a business page set up as well, as far as I'm aware, with Facebook to be able to run Facebook ads. You cannot run Facebook ads from Clark Mundy, the individual, for different things, because it needs to send them somewhere, as far as I understand. So this campaign will be run in Facebook. You could also select Twitter. It's not connected, see, so it'll tell you off the bat if you have or have not connected. I can hit no, and then I can hit Instagram. It did not ask me that question, so that tells me Instagram's connected and it's okay. So I'm just going to do this one through Facebook to make it easy today. So we're going to set up campaign now. It already selected, it pulled in my DBA logo. That's what that was right here, that kind of gray. So it had already pulled that in for me. So now we could go ahead and set our name. You can add the listing that this would be, you know, for this one, it actually is a listing. And because this is not my listing, this is someone on my team's listing, I'm going to go to all listings, just to be clear. So if you're on a team and doing this, or if you're just doing this to play around and you don't have a listing right now, you can just go up here and click all listings. And I know it's actually already under contract. It went under contract very quickly. So I'm changing that to all status, because if I did search it as active in my listings, it wouldn't pop up. So I'll do 3340 count drive. I know that it's this one right here on the right. That's it right there, by Carol on our team. So we'll hit select. All right, perfect. So that's our photo that pops in there. So we're good to go there. So see, it pulled in all that, and this is all the this is the property description right here that you see, the main copy. And notice that it kind of cuts off. Kitchen has a huge island, comma. We see there's only a 250 character limit, and I think it's like 500 on Netris or on MLS. Rusty's question real quick. Can I in some way take advantage of the promo once I've started one? I am running my first ad currently. You may not have an answer to that. I do not have an answer to that, Rusty. I apologize. I just was mentioning that because it's kind of one of my little deals. So yeah, I'm not sure. Maybe you could chat up here on the question mark. Maybe you could chat with support and just ask them if they have any answers once the call's done today. That may be your best option there. So like I said here, it pulled in our property description, but it's too short. You don't want this to be a full property description, to be clear. You want to keep this short and sweet to entice whoever is seeing this ad to click, because you're wanting them to click to learn more, or the whatever that you're going for here. You want them, the end goal is to click, for them to click and give you their contact information to get your lead. That's why you're paying the money for it. So let's say we liked the beginning of this. This home features 3 beds, 2 baths, and 2 living areas, and so much more. So see, that's changing right here. So the main copy is changing as I text, or I type rather, right there. And then let's see, so I'm getting kind of close. And see how it kind of runs off the page. So I may not want all those words, because if someone is getting a Facebook ad and they can't even read the whole thing, the likelihood that they're going to click is low, at least thinking about myself and when I'm looking at my, you know, ads on my own page myself. For the headline here, that's what's going to go right here. So let's say that was click here for more information. Sorry about that. It was actually down here. I was incorrect. And then for the description, so that's going to be right here with the CTA link. That CTA link right here, call to action. That's what that means, CTA, call to action. This is your call to action link. And as we go through a little further, you'll see that you can change what this button says. So it could be learn more, or there are other options as well. So your description would vary and be different based on that. So let's see, for this one, we'll say for pricing. Please click the learn more. Oh, pulled up some emojis. I'm not sure how that happened. So for pricing square footage and to schedule a private showing, please click the learn more button. So see, it's letting them know the call to action. This is why you want to click on this. This is what I'm going to give you if you click on this. Okay. So let's say we were happy with that. Okay. We're good to go. You could also click on here. You could see the mobile version as well. So see, our text is even less on mobile. So if you did not like that and mobile was really what you were trying to hit, because you can select all your different channel options. We'll work on that in a minute. So anyway, let's say we were happy with all this. We were good to go. We can hit save add text. See, we got our check boxes. For add media though, so I'm going to throw a little curveball in here real quick, y'all. So I'm going to hit configure on this. So it pulled in our picture, and if you were happy with that one picture and that being the only picture, you could leave it as configure, and leave it and not click configure, and you'd be fine. Or you could click add more and do more photos. When you do that, it pulls in all the photos from the MLS because I added the listing up here earlier. Remember, I clicked add listing after naming it. So you could select more photos if you wanted to, or to kind of tie in some of the training that I've been doing for the past few days. Remember the Adobe Spark video I showed y'all? Well, we created another one for this listing that we're talking about over in Fort Worth. So I'm going to select this one, and I already tried this using the link for the Adobe Spark video, the landing page for just the video. The link did not work. It was not approved. But see here, I'm going to upload the video because I did download it to my hard drive. It needs to be an MP4 or M4V format, no longer than 10 minutes and smaller than 250 megabytes, which is a quarter of a gigabyte. Shouldn't be an issue. You can click your best practices as well here. But I'm going to upload a video because I don't really recommend this, but for the sake of it, I don't recommend putting a 4-minute video in a Facebook ad because no one's going to sit there and watch it. But for the sake of this, I'm showing you what you can do and have the ability to do. You could mute right here if you didn't want any sound on the video for some reason. You could do that. You see it tells you right here, 42.8 megabytes. So we're way under 250. We're good to go. It realizes our aspect ratio is horizontal, and it's almost 3-minute video. So we'll hit continue with video. And then you could also click play. You could even pop through and see. So that was just really to show y'all that you can do that. So that's a cool little feature. So say we're happy with our media, we can hit save. Yeah, see it says right here for recommendations. Use videos that are 15 seconds or less to quickly engage viewers. So if you made something really fast in Animoto or even a neighborhood video in designs, you could do that. If you were, I guess you could do a Facebook ad with a neighborhood video. So we'll hit save add media. So add media is good. Now Facebook ad, now we're going to configure that real quick. So we've got our account. The page that we're going from is the Monday group. It's our team. So that's what I was saying earlier. You cannot, so that's the account and that's the page. You cannot have the account as Clark Mundy and the page also be Clark Mundy, the individual. It can't be my own Facebook page. It has to be an actual page. Now here we have, so we've got our pages right there, account and page. Now for destination, you have two options here. You have use a Facebook lead gen form or use a site or landing page. This is where it's going to send them once they give you their contact information. Okay. So this is the follow-up destination URL. This is where it's going to send them after it gets their contact info. So there are two options here for Facebook lead gen. And I'm going off of that Marty Miller agent that I've spoken about in Houston. He said he ran a few tests and A/B tests. He called them A, B. So the exact same test, just change one thing about them to see if the results are different. And he had said on the Facebook lead gen form, it'll auto-populate the information. So like their phone number, their email, it'll auto-populate their name and everything so that they could just click submit and they don't have to sit there and type in everything. which seems very simple and easy and lackadaisical, but that action of autofilling can get you more leads. But you don't get as much traffic on the ad itself if you use a Facebook lead gen form, in his experience. If you use a landing page right here, something you created in agent sites down here in consumer, or yeah, right there down in consumer, you could create more sites or a landing page even for this listing, 3340 account drive in this instance. You could do that as well, and you get more exposure and more traffic. You got a lot more engagement and more people seeing his ad by using a landing page, but he didn't get as many leads as well. So just keep that in mind. Kind of, you got two different options there. You can either have it autofill but less exposure, or more exposure but less chance of getting a lead, because they have to manually type in everything. And anyway, so we can go ahead and keep going from there. Hope that made sense. Just let me know if it didn't, or if you have any questions. So now here we have our call to action label, the CTA. So see, we've got three options right now. We've got learn more, sign up, or apply now. So say you were running a Facebook ad looking for a new admin, you could put apply now as the option. That would be theoretical. And then we could also do for your follow-up destination. Now this could be, if you had set up a landing page for this listing, you could do that, and you could do choose site right there. This will just show me the choosing site right here. This will only send me, or show me rather, pages that I've created in command for my agent website. So on this one, let's say I'm happy with it just going to the front page of our team page. This URL appears to be down at the moment. It was telling me this last night too. I'm not sure what the deal is. I think everything's okay. But worst case scenario, I would always recommend saving as a draft first, and then publish, and then going back in and publishing, just because you can't go wrong having the draft already there and not risking losing everything. So now we'll click on use custom settings. And now you have two options here. You can either target your database, or for the sake of this, just for simplicity, because it's a Facebook ad, and because we're wanting this to be probably around certain interests and things like that, you don't want to target your database necessarily for this one, because you're going to want to go off of Facebook interests, and your Facebook friends may not be interested in the things that you're searching at the moment. So they may not be ready, is what I'm getting at. So let's say we were just going to do this in Fort Worth, Texas, 20-mile radius. We were okay with that. And on the interests here, this is through Facebook. So this is like how the algorithm chooses who it shows an ad to, okay? So you can go, you can look at all these different interests. So all this plethora of interests, you see, it tells you the estimated audience to 463 million people, 112 million people, lots and lots of people. And you can scroll through, you see, we've got the bar here. There are a ton and ton and ton of Facebook ads for targeting, or for interest rather, to target. So let's say we were just going to do real estate. Well, I think real estate itself might be too broad. Yeah, see, we've got so many real estate things. But let's say the word mortgage. Yeah, mortgage loans, we'll select that. Also, one thing.
Hey, Clark,
Yes, sir.
is the database, Facebook database, included in the price of the ad?
The Facebook database.
Well,
What do you mean by that?
In other words, you know, targeting certain.
Yes, that's included to do any ad. Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yeah, I didn't do anything special to get to where I'm at here right now. This is, if you did this through Facebook itself, like I've done before Command was out,
Right.
and I created a Facebook ad that way, this is the same stuff that's available to you.
Same stuff? Okay, sounds good.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Yes, sir. So let's say mortgage loans was something we wanted to do. Oh, what I was getting at though, make sure you have or selected, not and. You have or and and. The reason you want or, and I'll show you. So let's say people who look for Zillow, well, they may be needing to buy a house, and it tells you as you're adding, and you can see back here too, and kind of the grayed out, your interests are adding. So we've got mortgage loans, Zillow. Let's say we're going to do Trulia and realtor.com as well. Okay, perfect. Let's say we were happy with those four. I would recommend going deeper, but let's say we were happy with those four. The reason we want or to be selected instead of and is because the way you're telling Facebook to read this is between the commas, say someone who is interested in mortgage loans or Zillow or Trulia or Realtor.com. You're giving yourself 4, in this case, options to target a person. That's why I recommend doing more targeting. If you had hit and there, it would literally think it would only, you would have like no leads on this and no engagement, because it would be people that like or that have searched for mortgage loans and Zillow and Trulia and Realtor.com. And if one of those is missing, it's not going to show it to them. So it would have to be each of these 4 in a row, and it has to be all 4 of those, and then it would show it to that person. So you want to hit or, because you're casting a wider net, so to speak, in fishing terms. So we're going to hit or. We've got our 4 selected. And so you can see your interest right here. So the estimated total audience right here is 155 million on that one, and 37 there. And the more exposure you're going to get. So let's say we were happy. We're going to hit save Facebook ad. Fill in the required fields. What did I miss? Oh, okay. So it doesn't, it's not happy with my site right now. Let's see. Let's see. Okay. It likes it now. Oh, and now it doesn't. Okay. Well, let's just say we're going to go to Mailchimp.com. Okay, great. It picked something. Wonderful. All right. So say we were happy with everything here, and that was our final URL. We were good to go. We can hit save Facebook ad. And we've got all our check boxes. Everything's looking good. And then we'll hit our duration and budget right here. So again, $25 off your first ad of 75 or more. I don't know anything other than this information right here. You and I know the same amount. And right here, you'll see it says we recommend a 10-day campaign and a budget of at least $1 per channel per day. Now, a channel, we don't have multiple channels here because we only selected Facebook. But if we had selected Facebook and Instagram, or Facebook and Instagram and Twitter, or just 2 of the 3, or even all 3, you could be able to set a budget based on the channel. So when it says $1 per channel per day, as of now, daily per channel is $3 because we're running a 10-day campaign. All right. And that's something that we worked on earlier. So we could do a 10-day campaign, and you could set, okay, nope, I actually want it to be a 20-day campaign. It's now $1.50 per channel, but so we had our dollar amount. So just to clarify here, $30 is $3 a day for 10 days. Obviously it changes. You can go up by ones, or you can go in here and put a $500 budget if you were crazy. And see, 25% off. So to answer your question, it looks like the Facebook ad, Rusty, is once you're in here creating it, it would change your price right there. So if we went to $75 for the budget, see, it slashes through it. So Rusty, just answering your question here from earlier, I just figured it out here as we were going, but it'll slash it down automatically. So for this little code right here, enjoy $25 off your first ad of 75 or more, you can do it right there. So I would assume, Rusty, you're okay to still claim that, because if you didn't run an ad for more than $75 the first time, you should be okay to still do that, I would assume. So let's say we were all good to go, and we would just go ahead and hit save duration and budget. Now, like I said earlier, I always recommend, just for me, especially when I'm even doing a new listing on the MLS, I always save as a draft first. I do not want to get surprised by anything and have to redo my work. So I'd rather take the extra 15, 20 seconds, go in here and go into our paid ads. Now you can see, and we've got the Facebook logo right here. It would have an Instagram logo next to it, or a Twitter if they were for either other site as well. And then we can come back in here and edit. You can also duplicate campaigns, which is really cool. Just like our designs, now we have that ability to archive and duplicate. So if this, if one of these worked really well for you and you want to make it again, you can hit duplicate and it'll pop out another one real quick. And you could duplicate and customize. Let's see. Yeah, duplicate and run is not available right now. So you could just click on that and hit edit. And then if you looked over everything one more time, combed through it, everything makes you happy, you could hit publish campaign. I'm not going to do it because we've got a real account and everything set up. I'm not going to run this campaign. But that is how you do a paid ad on Facebook. Do we have any questions on that? I know we're at 11:05 right now. I know we'll finish up quick on this post scheduling, and then we'll be finished. But do we have any questions before I leave this page right now? Feel free to unmute and speak up if you've got any questions at all. All right, I'll take that as we are good to go. I'm going to go ahead and pop on over real quick for the social posting, and then we will be done for today. So because I already saved it as a draft, I don't even have to save it again. I haven't changed anything new. So yes, I want to leave this page. So social post, this is the free thing that comes with campaigns and social media, okay? So you can see here, this is what your social posts page looks like. It looks a little different than the paid ads and direct mail and emails. Looks a little different. The way the week works down here is it works bottom up. So it works Sunday to Saturday. Okay, so you see no posts. I can't even click and post something in the past, obviously. It shows you today. You can't schedule anything for the day of either. You would just need to make that post that day your own manually. But you can create scheduled posts for later days in the week. When you're on here, you can also do it by this week view, or you can also go up and click month as well if you wanted to see a full-on calendar view. Okay, we'll go back to week. And all channels selected up here. You could also, you see Facebook and Twitter are selected. For social posting, you can only do Twitter and Facebook, okay? So to schedule posts on social media through command, you can only do it through Facebook and Twitter. There are other things you can Google and find post schedulers that may be free or may be paid for that you can set up your Instagram or things like that, your LinkedIn. So Facebook and Twitter are the only ones we can do for this. So you see your live and scheduled posts here. You see your drafts up here, which is a draft I was working on yesterday. So now we'll go ahead and create a new campaign up here. And we're going to click on not social ad, not search ad, but social posts. You see paid and paid. This one's free. So social post is what we're doing. Pulling in my Dba logo right there. See, it's got your little recommendations right here for your text. And then you can see for Facebook, this is the only one I have integrated. So Facebook is the only place it will actually let me post it right now because my Twitter is not set up in settings up here. So let's just say, and also I was bringing up, you can also use your video here as well if you did want to do that. You're very welcome, Karen. Thank you for the shout out. So for a Facebook ad, you probably wouldn't want to do a video. I was just showing you that you had that ability, but it may be a great idea to do it for a post. So say you wanted to upload the whole walkthrough because we're in a time right now of, you know, being virtual and accommodating that. Oh, okay. So see on this one, so I missed that. So on Facebook ads, you get, it's the same formats, but on Facebook ads, you get 250 megabytes and 10 minutes. On here, you only get 40 megabytes and less than 2 minutes. So that one was too big and it was more than 2 minutes. So that video was 245, I think, or something like that. So keep that in mind. I just learned this myself. You would not be able to use that 2 minute plus video on this one. So just keep that in mind, okay? You could also do a neighborhood video, which I created one when we were doing our designs last week, or Tuesday. All the days are running together. But this is what I had created, the neighborhood video and designs. And so you could use that as well. If you wanted to, you could click remove video. You could add a link and put in approved, you know, when you click validate, if the link doesn't work, it'll tell you. Like my Adobe Spark link did not work because it's not in the correct video format is what I believe that the issue was. So anyway, you could come in here and let's just say on this one, we're just going to upload a design. Okay. So we'll browse designs. We'll say it's an open house. And I'd already created this design. This was not something special I had in my command. I just took the time to make it yesterday so we could focus on the content today. Selected design was not ready to use. Okay, well, that one wants to be finicky and ornery. Let's try it one more time. There we go. And then 1-to-1 is best for most placements. For the aspect ratio right here, you see where it's clear is what you can see. But for this one, let's go ahead and do it all the way out because we want our people to see the actual picture. It requires the DBA, or it doesn't actually, it's optional, but I highly recommend you put your DBA logo on everything that you post, or at least mentioning that you're with Keller Williams Realty for postings. So see down here, pulled in Dallas DFW South Lake. I don't know if y'all can see that. There you go. So pulled in my DBA logo and put it down there. I did not put that down there when I made the post, or the design rather. So there's my design. Let's see my text. Stop by. And you could throw in your emojis and stuff too, if you wanted to, you know, throw in your house icon or whatever. So bam. And I do like that they have that integration as well, because I highly recommend, in case y'all aren't doing this, I would highly recommend using emojis, not a crazy amount of them, but definitely use emojis in your posts, your ads, your scheduled posts. That color grab actually will make people stop and look at a post. I'll even post like maybe 3 houses at the front just to get people's attention to look at my post. So just a recommendation. Right here, they recommend using 1 to 4 images if you are going to use pictures, just like on the Facebook ad. And then you can scroll down here. If you wanted to include your ownership statement, you could. And you could click apply. And down here on the bottom left, it just popped up. Each office is independently owned and operated. So if you did want that in there, you could. You do not have to. And I can do that and it'll go away. It kind of creates a little mirror effect bleed, if you see there on the bottom right there. And now we could publish immediately, which I don't know why you would sit here and do all this work to publish immediately, but you could if you wanted to. Or you see here, it says the best days to post are Monday, Wednesday, and Friday mornings. So maybe it's a better option for you to schedule this out and have this go tomorrow at, let's say 10 a.m. Maybe 10 a.m. is the best time that you want to go with. So we'll go ahead and select that. And you can select your time as well. Let's say no, 9 a.m. is what I prefer. Perfect. And click out of that. April 10th at 9 a.m. It'll go to this page. So you can see right there. And then if you're happy with everything, you could go ahead and schedule post, or you can also click the checkbox here to create another. This is very cool because say you time block, or you even want to say this is a new habit you want to do, and you want to time block 30 minutes every Monday morning to schedule out your real estate posts for the week, for business sake of it on your business page. You could come through and you could make this one and click create another and then schedule, and it'll bring you right back here to make another one immediately. It won't send you all the way back to go the slow way. So that box is very cool if you're going to make several posts at a time. So let's say I'm happy with this one. Okay. And I've scheduled that post. It's not publishing immediately. I'm just double checking. I'm going to click schedule post. I would like to schedule this post. And now you can see it updates immediately on my calendar at 9 a.m. tomorrow. There is a Facebook right there. You see that? So, and I'm not going to have that one post. So I'm going to come in here and actually delete it, but you could also edit if you needed to. If you realized, oh, dang it, that's going to Facebook and not Twitter as well. You could come down here and select, you know, connecting a new account. You could connect your Twitter account as well, or another Facebook account if you needed to. And you can go back and schedule again. Now, because that is a test and not something I actually want to go, it will, I'm going to delete that, but you can also go to month view real quick. I'll show you. We'll be done here within 5 minutes, y'all. Just wanted to finish this up so you can see that way. And then if you were in the month or the week view, even say it's next Monday and you go back, you could click back and you can see that will stay there. It'll show you that you scheduled a post that day at that time. It'll always show you that. Okay. So it shows you that tomorrow we've got this post scheduled, and it would show you all the ones for Friday here. We have none for Saturday, obviously, and we didn't post anything earlier this week. So that is the basics of campaigns. So we've gone through paid ads, email, direct mail, and social media posting for free. So I know that was a lot. I know this was our longest class we've done. It's been over an hour, coming up on an hour and a half. But what questions do we have? Do we have any? I know it's going to take you all playing with it to kind of get an idea of, let's see, it updates immediately. it's going to take y'all some time just playing around with this to get a hang of things. But I just wanted to see if we have any questions, if there's anything that I can help kind of clarify for you, since we went over a lot today.
Did you happen to find the cost of Mailchimp?
Yes, sir. Let's look at that real quick. Let's see. So let's see. So it looks like they've got several features here. So I'm on the free version right now. So 7 channels, websites, all that stuff. One-click automations. Yeah, so see, you get basic templates here. Someone was asking about templates in Mailchimp earlier, and then you get all email templates in the $10, and then you can go up from there and keep going on and on and on. So you can calculate your price. I haven't done that. Oh, so you can do it based on contacts as well. So if your database is 2,500, it'll tell you based on your contacts here. You know, if you've got a pretty hefty database, you may be looking at something like that. But if you've got only, 2,500 solid people that aren't a bunch of, random leads you got that are actual solid, then it might be something like that. So I'll just hit back real quick. But yeah, so here are all your features and all of that. So you have 2,000 contacts and 1 audience for the free. It goes up to 50,000 and 3 audiences. So you could send 3 email campaigns without having to delete any. On this one, you could select 5 and 100,000 people in your contacts. And then let's see what else. App engagement. Let's see. So you get all these demographics, purchase likelihood, address finder. You get all these templates. You can remove their footer. So a bunch of different options you have in here as you go up, kind of up the ladder to pay. And you can see. So I'm just at mailchimp.com/pricing for all of y'all watching this. Any other questions that you'll have other than that?
One final question.
Yes, sir.
On the posting paid on Facebook.
Yes, sir.
When they fill out the form or whatever they do, will that go straight into your database?
What is supposed to happen, I believe, is you're supposed to get a Kelly notification and they're supposed to go in your database. Yes. So on command real quick. So we'll just pop back over. So you can go in here and you can filter out, you can smart view it, and you can do it by contacts, and you can add other smart views too for leads. I just haven't. Maybe you can filter it out this way too. Yeah, you can filter it out this way as well. So they should pop into your database and you should get a Kelly notification to answer your question. And then it would be, if these are up top, you can see you can filter by leads only. And you can filter that way and hit apply. Let's see, I don't have any leads in here right now. But you could do it that way to just double check that they were in there. But yes, I've been seeing everybody on these Facebook groups about Command getting all of their lead in Kelly. And that's something that on the team side of it too, there have been issues with lead routing when it comes to Facebook ads and things like that, just so y'all are aware. If you do have a team, or if you know of someone having issues with that, with lead routing, there have been some issues with that, where it all just goes to the team lead. So if you're an individual agent or you are the team lead, you should get these as a Kelly notification. It'll have their contact info and everything in there for you.
Thank you.
Yes, sir. Any other questions, y'all, before I hop off? I know it was longer than usual today, but we had a lot to discuss, and I know y'all need to play with it yourselves, but just wanted to check and make sure there's anything else before I finish up for today.
Thank you, Clark. Appreciate
Of course.
You bet.
All right, y'all. Well, I will go ahead and stop the share. Let's see, we got a few chats coming in here. Let's see. Even Clark's fake clients send him referrals. I wish they did, Kyle. I wish they did. Mary, to answer your question, yes, you can see this again. I'll be posting it in your Facebook group, Mary, here probably within an hour, hour and a half or so. It just depends on how quickly this uploads to Zoom's little cloud. But I'll post it in your Facebook group, and here within 2 hours, you should see it in there. So you can grab that Zoom link and watch this and save the link and all that from there. Anyway, hope you'll have a great rest of your Thursday, and I will see you next time. Next week on Tuesday, we're going to be going over landing pages, and if you haven't worked on the consumer app, getting that set up, we're going to go through that. And then on Thursday, I started as an unlicensed admin. That's where my real estate career got started. So I'm going to show y'all all of our new listing systems for our team personally, and just kind of walk you through A to Z, our new listing setup process and how we do that, just so y'all can maybe take a nugget or two away. So anyway, y'all have a great one, and I will see y'all next week, okay?